What's going on? It's your boy Sermon at Sermon's Domain on Twitter. Nipsey Hussle is in week 5 of his Marathon Monday series, and at the end of the road is going to be Victory Lap, his debut album, the project he's been talking about for a long time. We've been waiting for Nipsey's debut album for years on top of years, and it's gone through a lot of changes. I'm sure none of the music from like his earlier 2011, 2012 days is still a part of that. So he's doing it fresh, and it's finally happening. So that's a good thing. And like Nipsey always does, he kind of gets people hyped up with a bunch of music that didn't make the album. Simply because Nipsey records a lot and he doesn't put out a lot of music. He's not one of the people that just pops up throughout the year, and it's like he'll go like the entire year without putting out any music because he wants to make sure that his last body of work was really it really stood out and it was really strong. And so here we are with week 5, and on week 5 he has I Do This featuring Young Thug and Mozzy, produced by Mike Free. This was a record that he previewed last week in LA, which I believe is when they recorded it. Thug is on tour. He was in LA last week, so it all kind of lines up. And what I liked about the record was the intro. The intro is cool because Sinister Pook is dropping some really nice gems. It's like a poem, and it fits to like what Nipsey's ideology is. In the same way that like when Ty Dolla $ign did his Beach House series 1, 2, and then the EP, he had Nate Howard provide the intro, a little bit of spoken word poetry, and that's kind of like what Nipsey has on this project with Pook. And Pook is dropping gems like, "What is a mistake without the lesson? The best teacher in life is your own experience." And the other line that I really gravitated towards was, "Who would you want to define you? Someone else or yourself?" And so that kicked off the record really nice. And then you go into Nipsey Hussle. Nipsey Hussle has his usual type of verse. I want to say it's exceptional, but for what Nipsey is, and like all of the music that you listen to Nipsey, if you're a fan, you're going to like the verse. Is basically what I'm getting at. But I wouldn't expect to be blown away by it. One of the lines that stood out was, "Scared to give my heart to this girl. Paranoid she going to leave me if my ends get low." Then Young Thug comes through with the hook in the third verse. I don't know what it was about Young Thug recording this particular song, but he doesn't sound clear at all. Like the auto-tune that he uses for the hook is not clear. And then the verse, maybe it's just the style in which he delivered it. It just doesn't sound clear. It doesn't sound up to par with like the quality level that Young Thug has put out. At least for the last few projects he's done, he's sounded a lot more clear and crisp, and you can understand him a lot more. There's some songs in the past where you're like, what the hell is he saying? You could barely understand. He's not enunciating his words, and I think that's kind of reflected in this verse. And then there's the guy named Mozzy. Now, I don't know too much about Mozzy. I know he's from Sacramento, California, and I looked on his Twitter. He's kind of building a following. He got like 8,000 followers, and he had one of the verses that I really liked off this song, and it leads me to want to like listen to more or wait for that project to come. And being on a song with Nipsey Hussle and Young Thug is going to be a big deal for him. This record is going to get a lot of attention, and I'm sure like I'm not going to be the only person that's like, yeah, I got to check out some of Mozzy's solo work. And so hopefully he has a project coming out. But I just wanted to highlight him. He might be someone that's worth keeping an eye on as the summer progresses. So out of like the Marathon Monday songs so far, he's dropped 5 of them, and out of that, I think I've only really enjoyed 3 of them. I like I Do This, even with the Young Thug flaws, and then I enjoyed Ocean Views, which is probably my favorite, and then Thug Life, the other record with Thug. And I'm interested to see how many more weeks this series continues to go for. When the actual album is coming. I wonder if Nipsey's gonna drop it in the summer, or if he's gonna keep going and going and going and then drop it in the fall. I don't know what the idea behind the campaign is, but it's coming. And until then, we get new music every week. That sounds like a good plan. It sounds like a deal. One more thing I wanted to say was that after having 3 Nipsey Hussle and Young Thug collaborations, and for the most part they sound good, I want a project from the two. I really like Choke, and then I said I like Thug Life, and then I Do This is the weakest link out of the 3, but it's not like terrible, whack. But I think the two have already kind of established their chemistry, and so I would love to see them do a collaborative project in the future, and not just one where like one of the two says in an interview that it's happening, because Young Thug has other collaboration projects with Migos, Post Malone, and I want to say there was someone else that he's doing a collaboration album with, or a mixtape, whatever you want to call it. Metro Boomin. There's that, and then I think there was another artist, but Young Thug has all these different projects kind of lying around, and I wouldn't want to see that happen with Nipsey and Thug, but I definitely had to put it out there. I want to see a project, and now I want to know what your thoughts are on I Do This in the comment section below. If you haven't listened to the record yet, I highly recommend it. Check it out in the description section, and then like the video, subscribe to the channel if you're not already, share the video. Follow me on Twitter at SermonsDomain, and as always, thank you for your time. I appreciate you for watching, and until next time, peace.